What we have are very marketable locations with great foot traffic, high-profile international events like Ironman. So, we'll make sure that we use those as assets in this current phase.
But the question remains, why did the restaurants owned by Chef Patrick Fanning close so suddenly? On Monday, 47 ABC was able to obtain charging documents which revealed that Fanning was not paying his taxes, and the IRS came after him.
You get rumors, and unfortunately the rumors were true.
Last week I got a phone call that said I needed to get to the school. My daughter had been attacked. It's just a lot as a parent to have to send her into what I now call a war zone.
She tells 47 ABC this didn't surprise her because she's seen the red flags and reported them to the administration, but she feels nothing is being done.
If the proper precautions had been taken, I really believe it would have not escalated into an assault.
Laura Brittingham, also a mother of a 6th grader at Salisbury Middle, echoes those same feelings.
It's a place that it sounds to me like a jailhouse riot.
She tells us her son would rather switch schools because of the violence.
He knows that when he goes to school that there's going to be a fight. It's a given. It's not even a, I wonder what's going to happen today. It's, oh God, another fight's going to happen today.
I remember getting up because I had to get general anesthesia, and the first thing I said was, did she make it?
Samantha Marshall gave birth to her daughter, Callie, at 27 weeks last June after suffering severe preeclampsia. At just 1 pound, 12.9 ounces, Callie was immediately carted away to the neonatal intensive care unit, otherwise known as the NICU, where she was in the care of a handful of doctors and nurses.
Immediately after he was born, they took him to the NICU because he had oxygen issues.
Rachel Collins gave birth to her son Everett on July 5th at full term. What was supposed to be one of the happiest days of her life turned into one of the scariest. Because of a hole in his lung, Everett was taken to the neonatal intensive care unit just seconds after he was born.
Sometimes it's the little things that can keep memories alive. A scarred helmet that protected former FDNY firefighter William Butler as the North Tower of the World Trade Center came crashing down. A photo of the 6 firemen who emerged from the rubble and passing along the story of that September morning to the next generation.
I think that's the thing that makes them most curious is like how could this possibly happen?
Butler says 20 years after 9/11, he's now making it his mission to make sure that day is never forgotten, even by teens and young adults who weren't around yet to remember.
I think the biggest thing with them is the looking at a video, seeing this building fall down, and now they have somebody in front of them that was in that building after that.
I've met a lot of people in my 43 years, and I don't know if I've ever met anyone that doesn't have an insecurity about something.
John Melora is a Milford-based photographer who's using those insecurities that we all have to make people feel more beautiful.
I actually need to give full credit to my friend Ashley. I got a message from her a few weeks ago, and she said during a long drive to work, she started thinking about her husband who had just undergone major cancer surgery.
John says Ashley's husband was worrying about a scar from that surgery and how it would look when he went to the beach or to the pool. Those worries gave Ashley an idea.
She said, what if you created portraits of people showing their scars in a more beautiful way than usual?
John says he loved the idea and immediately knew who his first subject would be. Himself photographing his cleft foot, something that he struggled with since the day he was born.
Not shaped correctly, and it's about 2 sizes smaller. My right calf is pretty much skeletal. There's very little muscle mass.
And that's when John says a light bulb went off in his head, and he knew his project had to be called Refigured, a reminder that anything we consider ugly or disfigured about ourselves can be seen in a new light. Since coming up with the name, John has photographed other people bearing their bodies and showing not only physical pain and scars that they've endured.
There's a colleague of mine named Robert. He had a open heart surgery, and the doctor said whenever they just did a basic stress test, they said, we're not sure how you're alive right now.
But they're emotional and mental battles too.
Like with PTSD, the first thing they tell you it's a normal reaction to an abnormal event.
This subject is Casey Jensen.
What Casey's showing here are scars that were left from, I think, almost a decade of active addiction. These are the scars left over from his opioid addiction from intravenous drug use.
And while the photos can sometimes be hard to look at, Casey says he hopes people see the scars as stories.
Some people might see a scar as the end of something, or just, you know, this big thing, and it's really not. It's just the beginning, or it's the beginning of a story. It's, you know, a story of redemption.
He says the vulnerability of showing scars is worth it to spread photos and a message of hope.
Don't give up. Don't let one experience or one thing define you. Just, you know, use it as a turning point or a chapter in the book. Just keep on writing and just turn it around and make the next chapter even better.
As for the man behind the camera, John says it is all about helping people feel stronger and more beautiful in their own bodies. He says he feels like he's doing just that, especially after getting a message from Kelly, a woman that he photographed who had scars after being hit by a car. This is what that message said.
You can do everything they said you couldn't. You can do everything you said you couldn't. You can cry, scream, pity yourself, be in pain, and come out the other side happier, wiser, and freer.
And it's reactions like that that motivate John to continue showcasing Refigured.
I'd like chills. I was like, yeah,
wow.
I have chills again. I have goosebumps.
For The Bright Side, I'm Dina Harley, 47 ABC.